Welcome to Firebirds Weekly with you on a Thursday night here in Clifton Park at IHOP. We have a half a house tonight. We got some people here.
It's a good crowd. It's
very happy about the crowd. Big applause for everybody.
Oh, it's exciting to be back because last time we were here, we had DB3 on, and it happens to be his birthday today, so it's got to be a thing.
Happy birthday, Dwayne Brown.
So, yeah.
Get better. Come back.
Yeah. Pancakes for birthdays, I guess.
That's right. So tonight is the Nest 2026 award show.
Yeah, first annual. We didn't do it last year.
First annual. We are giving out awards for the regular season. The regular season ended. The Firebirds were defeated last week against the Nashville Cats. That makes them the second seed, with the Cats being the one. They get the double bye. And they just announced yesterday or today that the playoff game is going to be 4 o'clock on the 1st of August, Saturday the 1st, at MVP Arena. And we'll figure out after the quarterfinals next week, we'll figure out exactly who they're going to face.
Yep.
And looking forward to that, excited to see how it goes and, try to win another title. It's second season.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 2 weeks. I know Coach has been saying this feels like since week 2. They need to get healthy, and I think these 2 weeks are certainly going to help, especially when they're able to get some actual time away as well. So it should be good. But yeah, we have this whole package of some awards we want to give out this year. This is the first time that we've done it. I think it's safe to say that this year's been a challenge in a lot of different ways. So the awards are very different than what you're probably going to expect as we roll out here, because it's hard to name MVPs and things of that nature because of all the changes that the team has had. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I guess we're ready to kick it off if you are.
Well, let's kick it off with maybe the main award.
Yeah.
Maybe the main award, our Offensive Player of the Year, and for you guys to see who we've chosen.
Congratulations, Darian Townsend.
There it is. The Offensive Player of the Year for the regular season is Darian Townsend.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to ignore what that guy has done for this team.
Absolutely.
I mean, a few weeks ago or a week ago, I think it was out in Texas, and I don't DM players very often, but I said, man, I don't know where this team would be without 21. He's just meant the world in terms of leadership. I mean, the leadership's been on display since the first day that you and I went to training camp.
Absolutely. And the thing is with him, it's like, the stats are the stats, but it's like that second piece, that leadership piece, not everybody has that. But offensively, by the numbers, he's played in all 12 games this year. He's had 71 catches for almost 1,000 yards and 24 touchdowns. The 24 touchdowns lead the league. Yep. The next guy, closest guy, is 20. Yep. And his 144 points scored also leads the league ahead of Nashville kicker Kyle Kaplan. His biggest game statistically this year, he had a 10 catch, 160 yard and 2 touchdown performance against Oceanside at the MVP Arena.
That's monster numbers.
And he had 3 touchdowns 4 times this year for the Firebirds. So yeah, he's your guy.
No, I think it's a no-brainer. He's certainly, in my opinion, the favorite for the AF1 Offensive Player of the Year.
He's definitely up there.
But depending on the stats that you look at, I saw one today where he averaged 99.3 yards a game. That is humongous for the arena world.
That's right. Yeah, his receiving total is only second to Malik Honeycutt in Nashville, and obviously we saw him up close and personal. We know what he's about. Yep. And he's third in yards per game. Top 3 in all the offensive categories. The leadership piece, he's definitely our Offensive Player of the Year. Our next award is Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. And I think anybody watching this will probably be able to tell who it is even before we play the video. But here's the video to say who our Defensive Player of the Year is.
Congratulations, Drew Singleton.
Easy pick.
Yeah.
Drew Singleton is our Defensive Player of the Year for 2026. Chris, just talk about, his play, He's been in there, the entire season. He was here last year, was a big piece of it last year. He's a big piece of it this year. Talk about the decision to, almost an easy pick. I think he could be a defensive player of the year for the entire league.
I mean, he should be. I mean, look at the stats. I mean, he's got 89 tackles, which I think is 20 ahead anybody else. And unless somebody puts in the 21 tackle performance Saturday or Sunday. I don't even know when the games are this week.
Yeah, I doubt. I'm going to doubt that. So I'm thinking he's going to be the leader in tackles for the season.
Two sacks at that position is very difficult to get any sacks.
Because he's at the jack.
Yeah.
So that's tough. Yeah, he's got some rules that he has to follow.
And he's got 4 interceptions and 1 touchdown. I mean, he's, again, another guy that's really, grown in Coach Ceese's system. I mean, they talked about it. They moved him from, he changed positions. They allowed him to be the leader of the defense, and boy, has he led this year.
Absolutely. He has more than 10 tackles in 4 games this year, which, and again, you're talking about an 8-man game. It's a little different, and because he plays the jack, he's kind of construed by rules. There's certain rules that he can and can't move in certain ways. And he's sideline to sideline. He's board to board.
Yep.
His high this season was 15 against the Wolfpack in May. And then, that's, he does all the tackling. He's the leading tackler, which usually your best defensive player is, but he's also got 4 interceptions, like you said, and that's tied for 5th in the league. And then the 89 tackles is a league record for the season in AF1. Obviously, it's only been a couple of years, but still, anytime you put your name up there, that's big.
Just look at the average tackle per game. That guy. As you know, we take videos and pictures every single home game, and I watched that guy this past weekend go for, like as you said a minute ago, board to board. Like that guy went to the boundary side of the field, and then the play was on the opposite of the field, and he still made the tackle. He's a special player. I know the guys love him, and we certainly love watching him play.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, and I will say this probably about a handful of guys, and I think our first honoree, Darian Townsend, goes along with this category too. I don't see a reason why these guys aren't at the UFL or definitely we don't want them to leave, but their talents prove that Albany brings in the best and the guys that can make it to the next level and be playing on Sundays.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of make mention of a comment that just came into the chat a minute ago. Is Drew spent 2 hours on, I think it was Sunday, helping the Flock grill hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids. So he's as good as it gets. It's a great find, obviously, by the coaching staff.
Even forget the football, but the man is a good man. So we'll applaud that
for sure. I mean, he was on the show, and he wasn't a foreman. I forget what he was, but he's a contractor and he's in charge of people. I can't think of the phrase right now. I should, but I can't. But anyway,
he leaves you speechless.
Yes, that's correct.
So our next award is the best midseason acquisition on the offensive side of the ball.
Let's frame that real quick.
Yes, please. Yes, because we have two, an offensive player and a defensive player. So go ahead.
There's no secret. This season's been a tremendous challenge in terms of who's playing, who isn't. From week to week.
I mean, compared to last year, we had the same guys in the same spots and the same, everything, and it was. The health, the health thing was not a concern really for Coach Ware and the rest of the staff.
So that's, again, when we said it, when we kick this whole thing off, the awards are going to look different than most, award shows will call it. But that's because there's been so many different challenges. And I thought it was important to kind of acknowledge the ones that have been here at the beginning, and then, come to the guys that kind of hopefully help save the day. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
So our next award, like I said, is the best mid-season acquisition on the offense.
Congratulations, IG Hall.
AG Hall is our 2026 Nest bid midseason offensive acquisition. After coming back to the team in week 6, he came to the team at, nearly halfway through the season. He's had 31 catches, 433 yards, and 6 touchdowns, and I think all of them either required him to hop over a guy or run over a guy. He has been a spark. The former, Alabama and Texas and Sacramento State Hornet has been a godsend for this team, with all the injuries. And, hey, who's next man up? AG Hall has been that guy.
Yeah, no, he's been impressive. I mean, he burst on the scene, had a 3-touchdown night. He's been kind of I mean, shoot, he has a touchdown or a kickoff return for a touchdown as well. We had him on, last week, I want to say.
Yep.
And, he's, of course, he's got aspirations to be, at a higher level. And one of the things that he had talked about was the scouts wanting him to check boxes. And one of those boxes were physicality, and boy, has he checked that box. And I even told him I think he's checked it and crossed it off the list. Honestly,
and Coach Ware has talked about this in many different interviews and different things, and I think he's even talked about it on our show last year. This is a place where obviously we want guys to stay. These are great relationships that we as fans put in, and we see them as kind of in the team and out or around the team. But it's a stepping stone. We want these guys to get to the next level, and he definitely has a chance to do that if he keeps doing what he's doing. Offensively too, he's had 72.2 yards per game, and that's 5th overall in the league. And only playing 6 games.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about it too. Like, I mean, you got I don't want to use the phrase sharing because it's a team game, but look at the kind of stats that DT's still been able to put up with him around. That just really speaks to how special the offense has been this year, regardless of who's pulling the trigger.
Right. And we'll talk about a little bit more of that, when we get to kind of some of the other awards. But one of the things that I was doing when I was doing research for this is that both Josh and Sam had both put up 38 touchdowns. So this offense has combined to score 76 touchdowns this year through the air. That's impressive. I don't care what league you're playing in.
And they haven't scored 100 points either, like they did last year.
Right, or 98.
Exactly.
All right, so that was AG is our offensive acquisition. Now we're going to look at our best midseason acquisition on the defense.
Congratulations, Morris Joseph Jr.
Our defensive acquisition is Morris Joseph Jr., Mojo. I don't know if you called that, but we're going to call him that now. In 7 games, he's only been here for 7 games. It seems like he's been here for almost the whole season, but he's only been here for about half of it. And he's tied for 3rd in the league with 8 sacks on the year. Had a pair of sacks against Beaumont, Oceanside, and Kentucky. So he was getting it done in bunches. And with everybody else, again, injuries, right? Kadir Shepard goes out with an injury. Guys are in and out, and he's been your constant. That's 7 weeks that he's been here. He's been your constant down on the defensive line in that nose spot. So Morris Joseph is our next defensive acquisition.
No, he's been impressive. He missed last week, obviously. Don't really know exactly why, but yeah, I mean, I think it was felt. But yeah, man, he's really pulled that center together. Because we're talking about this on the way up here. I mean, shoot, on the defensive side, there's 2 guys left that started.
Marcus Smith and Drew Singleton are your 2 constants on defense. Everybody else has been in and out because of injuries or guys having missed games for family reasons or anything like that. And those are the 2 guys that have been there every single week in and week out. Yep. And I also think he's become a little bit of a fan favorite. Also, I think we did our opportunity knock series, and that we talked about. We were doing some of the superlatives that we put out there a few weeks ago,
right.
and
That's correct.
And Morris was one of the more not intelligent but intellectual.
Well, that's impressive because he literally got. I think we did that interview on Saturday, we'll say, and he got here like Thursday.
Yeah, so it was literally within a couple of days, and the guys were already like, he's our guy.
Yeah, 100%.
So Morris Joseph, our best defensive midseason acquisition. Our 5th award of the night is our Unsung Hero Award. And I've done some of these like award shows and, at the high school level for my previous job. And I love these kind of awards because, it's always the guys that get these awards are always, obviously, numbers matter, most touchdowns, most this, most that, it's always those guys. Unsung heroes are for guys that, don't put up all the stats, but they are essential and they need to, these are glue. These are the guys that you need for a whole season to put together to have a winning ball club. And he is one of those guys. So our Unsung Hero of the Year is
Congratulations, Josh Zacher.
I think it's a great choice. Josh Zacher is our unsung hero of the year.
No, he's been through it, right? Like
He has been.
He had his. Well, it's not really true, but he had his hand in the dirt. Coming into camp.
There is no dirt.
I know, but it's not even pellets either.
No, it's not.
But anyway, that's right. So he's really kind of
Well, he's an offensive lineman by trade. Obviously, he has been the last 2 years, one of the, main cogs in the offensive machine that is the Albany Firebirds with Coach Ware's direction. And this year, with injuries and guys in and out and changes being made to try to find that winning formula, Coach Ware asked, Zacher, hey, can you move the fullback for us? Immediately, and I'm guessing, again, not in those conversations, not in the room, but I'm assuming that Zacher was like, okay, you tell me where you want me to go, and that's where I'm going. That's the kind of guy that he seems to be, again, in my dealings. And he, went there, and he's been pretty successful.
Well, how awesome! How awesome was that fourth down play call for Zacher to get a touchdown? I honest, in a million years, I didn't think he was going to get the ball
on a 4th and 3. You're kind of facing it.
Fantastic call. Fantastic execution. I mean, it was a read option, and I thought for sure Josh was just going to go around the other side. I really did, because if you look at that poor camera work of the video that I put, that's why, because I didn't think he was going to get it, and boy did he make a play. Colby Bird getting around the corner. 58 is escaping my mind right now, but he had a good. He sealed the edge well, so it was good.
Oh, Ferguson, yep.
Yeah, so that was it was a thing of beauty, and anytime that
and we're linemen. We have a soft spot in the heart for a lineman.
And and again, he obviously was pretty excited. I mean, I assume that he was cracking open a proverbial beer after he had scored that touchdown. So I couldn't be happier for him. Boy, I mean, he's earned it, and great.
Proverbial. Yeah. Maybe there may have been some real ones after.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's him or not, but so on his own, he's rushed for 45 yards this year. He got his touchdown against Nashville. I may have been the second happiest guy in the stadium, because all year. Okay, you're probably first, but I was probably second, because I've been wanting to hand him that damn ball the entire season on the goal line. He finally did. And again, obviously as an offensive lineman, that fullback position is not just running the ball. You're basically that fourth lineman in there. And like I said earlier, he's helped with that group between Sam and Josh for 76 touchdowns. And again, you got to be doing some great things on offense that I don't think get talked about a lot. And that's why he's our unsung hero.
100%.
All right. Our next award is the Iron Man of the Year award. Now, maybe a little thing to preface this too. Iron Man in Arena League used to mean something different.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
Iron Man used to mean where it was like guys would play both sides of the ball. Trevon Shorts did that for a while. Was an Iron Man. Mm-hmm. I'm blanking.
I can't think of the other guy, but
there's another. Yeah, like they've had Iron Man, and even back in the 90s, they had an Iron Man award.
Well, in 24, they started off with Iron Man rules, but as things materialized, they got away from it. But yeah, Shorts would definitely be that guy. But yeah, this is a different connotation.
Yeah, when we're talking about this, we're talking about being on the field, because your best ability, as any coach will tell you, is availability. And this guy has been available the entire time, and he has really, been, a face that they could take on, be like, all right, you're out there, let's go. And he's out there. So our Iron Man of the Year award goes to
Congratulations, Marcus Smith.
Tri-City Rush. Here he rolls to the right, looks and throws all the way down, and it is caught for a moment, then intercepted off his hands and taken by the Firebirds going the other way.
Our Iron Man of the Year is team captain Marcus Smith.
We had Lorenzo Jones Jr. on at the same time as Mr. Hall. And
yes, we did.
And I forgot exactly what the question was, but basically he said, listen, if he's got a question, Lorenzo, that is, a question about defense, he doesn't bother picking up his phone. He doesn't bother anything. He just goes and asks Marcus Smith.
Right.
Marcus Smith, has been called the best safety in the country on many occasions for many years by Coach Ware. obviously he's looked up to, and his play has kind of supported that.
Yes. Yeah. The young guys are like, that's where I'm going for my help. Like if I need something, like you said, Lorenzo's like, I'm going to Marcus.
Yeah.
This year, and then the other part of it is it's not just that he's a great leader, team captain and a leader on that field, that coach on the field kind of thing. He's tied for third in the league with 5 interceptions. He leads the Firebirds in that category and has racked up 41 tackles, which is good for 12th in the league overall.
Which is good and bad. You don't want your third level defense leading the tackles in the league, but you certainly want to make sure he can make them, and he certainly does.
I need a guy to stop it. I don't care where it stops.
100%. And and I think the other I guess fun fact about him is he's helped us get guests in the past. He's helped. He's helped. I didn't tell you that.
See, this is what I see. This is the guest guy right here. Yeah, I don't do the guest.
Because he's called me. He's like, hey, who'd you need? How can we get him there? Things of that nature. So he's very accommodating human being, and don't know him real well, but we certainly respect the hell out of him.
Absolutely. It's not just, again, that's an overarching thing with this team. And, we've talked about that through Flock Support. Hello guys, Flock Support out there doing their thing. It's fun to be a part of this thing. Yeah, they're great football players, they're professional athletes, but they're great people also. And Marcus obviously falls in that category as well. 100%. All right, our next award. We have just a couple left. We have our next award. And by the way, don't go anywhere. At the end of this award show, we are going to be picking the winner of our jersey charity raffle.
Yep.
Somebody's going to go home with that, and we're going to be able to
Well, unless one of these folks win it, they won't. But anyway,
it will eventually go home with someone here. Not maybe here. Never mind. You know what I mean. Not maybe here from IHOP in Clifton Park, which is where we're doing our show, and they've been amazing hosts. Thank you very much for that. But somebody will end up eventually bringing this home.
Yep.
And we're going to be able to donate, more than $500 to the Center for Disability Services. So hoorah! Yeah, we love that idea.
We're gonna wear out that button. But it's been great. This is year 2. This is obviously a jersey versus a helmet.
If you want to hold, let me move the actual helmet so we can put it up in the thing. Put it up there if you can. There it is. Our 2025 Arena Crown championship game jersey.
So yeah. I mean, it's been a great experience. We thank everybody that's supported. The interests have been pretty high, but let's finish up these awards and we'll get it drawn. Our next award winner is our Comeback Player of the Year, and again, this is an award that may have a different connotation with us because we were talking about this on the way up here, and I was trying to think from game 1 to game 12. Who's been here the whole time, and the number of guys is very low. It's not very many, between injury and guys moving around and trying to figure out the right combination. Coach Ware talks about that all the time, trying to find that right combination. And our Comeback Player of the Year, was here and then went somewhere else and then came back. And so he is somebody that kind of really goes to that kind of award. So our Comeback Player of the Year is.
Congratulations, Tyrese Chambers.
He'll stay in. The throw into the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown for Tyrese Chambers.
Tyrese Chambers is our Comeback Player of the Year.
And I'll be honest with you, I was stunned at the stats that this kid has put up. I didn't think it was possible that he could still have 800 yards in his football team for being gone for 3 weeks.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yep. And again, this comes out down to he was here and he was doing amazing. And then he just gets caught up in a roster spot where guys are coming back injured. And then it kind of goes around the other way and he comes back. And so he's scored 17 touchdowns in 8 games, which is insane. That's obviously 2 a game, more than 2 a game. And he's racked up 87.3 yards per game. So, when Coach Ware says that these best guys are in that locker room, he is not kidding.
Well, again, I mean, we talked about it in nauseum. We talked about DT, talked about AG. We talked about
Isaiah Scott, who we haven't even mentioned, but he's been amazing too.
But they had all those guys together. I mean,
Dwayne Brown, who's been injured, obviously, we talked about.
I mean,
him.
it's just crazy the amount of production that this team's been able to have, and now it's just about putting it together here come to playoffs. So that's a whole other deal, but it's really impressive to see. He could put up at least the stats that I had, like 800 yards, man. 800 yards, and that's 100 yards a game.
Basically, yeah.
Indoors, in the field's half the size.
And I think he also has the record, at least for this season, of number of balls off of implements in the field of play to then catch them.
Yeah,
I think the number is at least 3. One off he had 2. I think he's had 2 catches off the wall for touchdowns. And then last week against Nashville, Josh Kalka fires it up there about halfway up the net, and he goes just like he's catching a punt. Okay, here it is, and he catches another one. So he has that record too.
Yeah, there's been some, I guess you could say, comments or questions. Like I need to find out from him. Like the people are like, hey, if you watch it back, he just kind of like said, oh, geez, I guess we missed that opportunity. And then, the guy from Nashville quit on the play. Josh threw it up there. It was almost like they did it on purpose, quite honestly. I'm sure that it wasn't, but it certainly felt that way because as soon as he threw his arms out, like, I can't believe we missed it. The ball was in the net. He was coming down with it. So, interestingly enough, the other fun thing about that, at least I found it fun. I guess I'm picking on them just a little bit. Is rewatching the broadcast and going through all these plays, and of course, thank you to HTN and their ability for us to get some of the film that we need.
And Vice has been pretty awesome again, to be honest.
And so man, like during the broadcast, he's like, he had Eli, then forgive me for the other guy, but he's like, yo, that's a great veteran play from Kolka. I'm like, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clear to me that they've been practicing that in practice because you just don't throw a ball at the wall and see if it sticks. Otherwise,
right.
So again, another a quill and coach's hat. You know what I mean?
And that could have been that we'll get back to. We'll have the last category in a little bit, the fan vote for the uniquely AF1 play. We'll get to that too. But those are things as well. Like, hey, that we're the ones with the net, so that's something for us. But we'll get to that. We'll have a thing for that later. I just want to go over some comments really quick that I like that I've been seeing on here. I have one that says Marcus is his son's hero, which I love. And then let's see, what was the other one here? I saw another one that was really great. Somebody says we're on point with the awards, so
it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but we're thank you for that. So we appreciate everybody watching online and everybody here at IHOP. Thank you guys for coming out. We have 2 awards left, and our second to last award, our penultimate award, big words for us, is the Offensive Lineman of the Year. And again, I think it's pretty easy to see who that's going to be if you guys have been watching all year, which most of you guys have. But here's our Offensive Lineman of the Year.
Congratulations, Colby Bird.
Colby Bird is our 2026 Nest Offensive Lineman of the Year.
Talk about constant, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's missed any. I don't think he's been out for a snap, let alone. I mean, maybe, but like not very many if he has.
No, not at all. And he's probably one of the most unassuming people. But I tell you what, he is a football player.
Absolutely. He's been every game at center. All 12 games this year. And then obviously leading in offense, as we've kind of touched on earlier with some of those numbers. Second most points in AF1 this year as a team, and then like I said, more than 80 offensive touchdowns. And that, again, it's a different game, being indoors, it's a different way you do things. And he's obviously taken to that the last 2 years. Again, someone that was with us last year for the Arena Crown. And he's definitely been a constant.
Yep. No, he's really, the center's the quarterback of the offensive line. Because he's got to set protections too. I mean, he's got to have a great working relationship with the fullback, and he certainly does because they used to play right next to each other.
And I think it's even more difficult to play center in AF1 because that nose is literally right on you.
Brutal. It's brutal.
In the outdoor game, maybe they're in a different, outside shoulder technique or something like that. But these guys are, it's zero. It's right on your face.
Yeah, you might get a little bit, against a 3-4 outdoors, but
Yeah.
you still have help. You don't really have help in the arena game.
Right, because there's only 3 guys, except for the fullback.
But which is why, I think having Zacher was a stroke of genius back there, to be quite honestly. I mean, I know that circumstances kind of yielded that needed to be a thing, but like,
but it worked out. And obviously Coach Ware has done this for a long time, and that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
That's right.
to put it like that.
Yep.
So Colby is our offensive lineman of the year. And then our last, our last award is our uniquely AF1 play of the year.
Yeah.
And so we need to preface this one a little bit as well. Obviously, Arena Football 1 has a little bit of different rules and different ways that the game is played.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and talk about that a little bit in terms of how we kind of came up with our nominees for this. We'll talk about who our nominees are, and then we'll talk about the winner.
So obviously, the Aji Hall touchdown over the wall, the wall ball in terms of the rebound that Tyrese had a few weeks ago back in Nashville. Those aren't uniquely AF1 stuff. That is something that occurs like everywhere in any arena, meaning like you can catch a ball, off the wall, you can fly over the wall, that sort of thing. So there's a bunch of different kind of things, but the biggest thing is like these things, this category kind of evolves or revolves, I should say, about things that is exclusively Arena Football 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, a lot of conversation is, this league, that league,
right. Oh, the IFL and the AF1 and which one's the best?
Yeah, and I think to me, one of the most encouraging things that I've seen as a fan is the fact that the nets are starting to matter.
Yes.
Last year it was like, they're there. They were just kind of hung. Kickers are having a hard time reaching the nets. That isn't the case this year.
Well, we also like the fact that, the AF1 slogan is the ball never dies. Well, the Nets helped that cause, as we saw last week with the touchdown catch off the net.
Thank God. Like that is what these are for.
Right. It makes it different.
But yeah, that's kind of really the vein of it. Is just, okay, what makes AF1 special? And that's something that we as a show are going to try to kind of spend more time on and be like, hey, this is why we're here.
Yeah, this is why it's different. This is why we're, why talent wise we're a better league than some of the others, but we have our own style as well. So our most unique AF1 play, as voted by you, the fans, is
Congratulations, Lorenzo Jones Jr.
Off the crossbar, it's a live ball, and it's taken in for the touchdown. The ball took a strange hop, and it was picked up by Lorenzo Jones.
Lorenzo Jones during the game against Kentucky, bar ball on the kickoff. Once it hits the bar, it's live, and Lorenzo, was on Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, that was one of those things that we obviously cover the games. We do photos, videos, etc. We were in the back room, and that sequence was incredible. I don't remember if it was a deuce or then that. I don't remember, but there was like 10 points scored within like 2 seconds. And that's one of the things that we feel like that is one of the things that kind of makes AF1 different. And, the voting was pretty close. We had a bunch of DMs on, for both sides of it. But in the end, I think, Lorenzo's edged out the other one by 2 votes, something like that. So it was, we appreciate everybody's vote. But again, I think in the end, you could choose either one.
Absolutely. I see Stephanie is on here on the comments, and I think we might have missed an award, maybe the best celebration.
Yeah.
I think would be a tie between the Dirty Bird and Zacher's breaking the football open.
Yeah, listen, if we had, listen, this is the first.
We could do 20 awards.
Honestly, again, as we said earlier in the show, the biggest challenge was making it make sense, because like last year, honestly, we probably should have done it last year, but this year was like, okay, this moving piece, that moving piece, this thing. Okay, how can we be respectful of a really successful football team and make it fun all at the same time without making it about things you don't want to make it about.
Exactly. So that's our awards for 2026. And for the next thing and the last piece of this puzzle, we're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we are going to get a special guest in here to draw the raffle ticket, and we will be revealing that very shortly. So be back in about 30 seconds. All right, we are back, and she's hiding her face, apparently. Get that bucket out of your face.
There you go.
All right. Our special guest is Chris's daughter, Bailey Sipperly.
Ooh.
Gets booed. Bailey, after she stops hitting her dad, is going to help us pick the winner of the raffle. Bailey, pick the raffle ticket, please. Anytime now, sister.
Jeff Nelson.
Jeff Nelson. Jeff, thank you. You will be receiving this 2025 Arena Crown jersey. Bailey, thank you for picking that out. We appreciate that. And Jeff, you'll be getting that. So Chris will be getting a hold of you at some point, some way, shape, or form. And we'll be able to pick that up maybe at the game on August 1st, or somebody will let them know. I'm sure of it.
Yep, no, for sure. And
I'm sure of it.
And I want to thank everybody that donated their hard-earned money to make this a possibility to raise $500
for the Center for Disability Services. They do amazing things in this community.
Yeah.
And they've been around here for many, many decades. And what they do is tremendous. And we wanted to be a little tiny piece of that, just a little tiny piece, to be able to donate and raise some money for that organization. So thank you. Yes. Thank you for doing that. And Jeff, congratulations.
And thank you to the team.
Well, yeah, let's not forget that.
Yeah.
All of them signed it for us.
They as soon as I knew what it was for, it was like, yeah, can I sign? Honestly, some of the guys said, hey, can I sign it twice?
Like literally you went to a practice and it was like, okay, I'm good. It's all done. Here, let me get this out of the way, Sam, so you can take pictures. We got Sam here from the Firebirds helping us out tonight as well. And there you go, Sam. You got that? All right, good. We're doing production on the fly here. We'll do it live.
That's right.
We're doing it live.
So again, I want to hopefully everybody kind of enjoyed what we put together tonight. This is our first run at it.
Give us feedback. Hey, what do you like? What'd you like? Was there something we should have added? Hey, let us know. That's the beauty of this.
Our goal is to build each and every week, each and every year. Our goal is to bring you guys the best content that we can. We're trying to challenge ourselves every week, make ourselves a little bit uncomfortable every week. And I think, with your support, I think we've been able to move that needle and hopefully become more of a quality broadcast, because that's the goal. Like this organization, these fans, the ownership, all of them deserve a quality product, because they give us the opportunity to speak to their personnel.
Absolutely.
So we take this very seriously. Now we're on to the second season.
Absolutely. And we're, August 1st, 4:00 at MVP Arena against an opponent to be named later. And then, we'll see what happens after that. Now, none of the guys will talk about that, but we talk about it. Hopefully we're there on August 8th, wherever they're doing it. Hopefully we're there to put it together and see what happens.
I like our chances.
I do too.
I think we're in a good position. Obviously, you got to go out and win it. And with that, guys, thanks again. Thanks to everybody that came out here tonight. Thank you to IHOP. I think it was a great night. And let's see if we can bring another crown home.
All right. We'll see you either next week or on the 1st for a pregame show at MVP Arena. Bye for now.